Garrettson on the left, along with Paul Mahalik, and Terry Durham is the alternate. Had an opportunity to talk to some of the Cavaliers and the Bulls and asked them, how do you stop Air Jordan? Special secret that Vincent was talking about was when they were coming out of high school at a McDonald's All-Star game, Tommy limited him to 10 points.
Yeah, well, I'll bet you didn't limit him to 10 points in practice yesterday.
All right, the Bulls in the home white, Cavaliers in the road blue now with orange. This is their point man, Price. And he has done a spectacular job with their point guard. Tommy will try to fill the folks in on some of the Cavaliers. They haven't had an opportunity to watch him. Harper from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, bangs the drum here with his first field goal. He could be on fire early. Michael Jordan said that Elo's a tougher defensive player. Harper draws Jordan. He goes to him right now. And there from the outside with miss is Sellers for the Bulls. He was booed upon his introduction here in the stadium. So he is the least popular of their 5 starters.
And he's got a great deal of potential, however, to help the Bull Ball Club with that size and speed.
Sanders, who came with Nance from Phoenix, hits from the perimeter.
Those 2 ball players lend experience to this very young Cavalier team. They've given the push-pull effect. They're the pull. The rookies are giving them, or the younger players, the push effect.
Sellers comes back, and he's 0 for 2. Great seal up by Nance. Muscling Oakley down out of the way, not letting him get at that offensive glass.
Both clubs are going to try and capitalize on their speed.
Lots missed by the Cavaliers.
With lots of fast breaks. But invariably, it ends up as a half-court game if there is no fast break, with Jordan having possession of the ball.
Well, that time he found Price on him. Price was looking for Harper and the switch, and Jordan took him right to the inside and drew the foul.
Dougie Collins has been trying to use his Michael Jordan's ability more as a decoy the last 2 seasons than any of the prior coaches, and it's starting to really take effect for the Bulls.
I want to keep an eye on this matchup. Nance here, see if he can keep Oakley off the glass. A lot of big fellas in the NBA try, and they come up a little short. Oakley moves his game to the outside. That's not where Doug Collins wants him.
Well, he allows him to shoot out there.
Harper rolls it out. Wound up in Sellers' possession. Vincent looking for the break. He was lethal early on the other night. Beautiful pass over.
And Sam Vincent will reward any of the big people that run up the court. And that's what has Charles Oakley really jetting out this season.
Daugherty, and they move it around. Daugherty's still looking for his first shot. They want to get him into the flow of things, put it down, and bring Harper to the line.
One of the things that coaches like to do against great offensive ball players is make them play some defense. And it looks to me right now that Harper is going to try and make Jordan get down and bend those knees on defense.
Harper bothered by an injured ankle. He missed some games early on this season, but that was the right ankle. Now it has been the left that has come up a little bit tender, and so he was forced to sit out the first game. Very creative player offensively. Has worked hard on defense. Vincent brings Price around with him. And Michael Jordan.
Great leaping ability. If you're not within 2 feet of him coming off a pick, he'll shoot that jumper over anybody.
Now to clear out, Nance took it up over Oakley.
I think Cleveland has a world of good matchup advantages against the big people of Chicago, and they're trying to capitalize on that, particularly early with Nance.
Vincent. And Oakley gets it back into the hands of you-know-who. And Nance with the missed shot by Jordan.
Everybody wants Michael Jordan.
Great drive by Price, Tommy. What speed he's got off that dribble.
Surprising speed, but Jordan up the other end, everybody backs off now and dares him to shoot from the outside.
20-second timeout.
We've got a 20-second timeout here by Doug Collins. He has seen how Lenny Wilkins has adjusted, and he wants to come back with some changes of his own defensively against Coach Wilkins.
Well, the inside game, they've diversified their offense. They've scored some points off the fast break. They've scored some points on the inside, Cleveland. And they're shooting very well. So I'm sure right now, Doug Collins is saying, look, we've got to get back quickly against their break. Don't let Price get up the court and into the paint. And let's really bump those big people that Cleveland has out of the paint, off the box.
Tommy, how tough was it for Cleveland to sit here for 2 days instead of 1 and play?
I watched the first ball game, and it seemed to me that they lost their game 2 days before they ever played it. I think they used all their adrenaline 2 days in practice before the game. They are easier coming into this game than they were in the first one.
Corzine had Daugherty screened off, and on the defensive switch as Harper comes over, he commits the personal foul.
His first team second.
Here's a guy, Harper, who really had to blend his talents in. Really a great one-on-one player, but now is being called to do a lot more things for the Cavs.
Jordan off a screen.
Easy hoop for Michael that time. No pressure, just danced right behind that pick.
Here's Daugherty. He's a fine passing center. Picked up that down in the days of North Carolina off a pick and roll. They don't pick him up on it. Sanders on the miss, and Daugherty going up for the rebound was fouled underneath.
What Harper adds to the game that was not evident in the prior game is penetration. Greg Elo started in that ball game, and he is not really a penetrator, but Harper sure is, and he'll be able to dish easy outside shot.
Tommy, the one thing that Daugherty's going to have to learn is Price misses with the jump shot, and Nance goes for the offensive rebound. Took it away from Oakley. Nance with just more determination underneath now, and the Cavaliers are playing this one tough from the top.
A very good start by the Cavs. They've been very, very physical here in these early minutes.
Benson looking inside, and they go after the loose ball. Corzine dives for it, and here's Jordan. Tapped up and missed by Sellers. Daugherty comes away with the rebound. Price controls the floor into Nance's hands. And he was fouled on the double team over there in the corner. The one point I wanted to ask you about with Daugherty, in the playoffs, as you know, because you played and coached, to turn it up a little bit. And my question is, when does a youngster like Daugherty learn to be a little bit more physical in the playoffs?
Well, he doesn't want to get in foul trouble, and he's a very intelligent young player. And I think he wanted to feel his way in and see what they were doing instead of really get the emotion into his ball game. But it looks like somebody talked to him about that. He's playing tough.
Well, the coaching pressure, if you will, in the early minutes of this one is on Doug Collins. What has happened now is so important in the stadium. The Cavaliers' early burst is keeping the crowd out of this game. We'll be right back.
As the score, 15-6, and you're going to look at Larry Nance right now, who's going to show you what experience means. As Sellers goes out to help on the defense of the outside shot, you'll see Larry Nance take advantage of that, go immediately to the glass, get himself into good position to use his leaping ability, and come up with a fine offensive rebound. Now, that inside play today was not evident in the game one that they played here at Chicago Stadium on Thursday night.
And what you just saw is the reason why the Cavaliers made that big deal with the Phoenix Suns. They wanted some of that inside muscle. They wanted someone like Nance to be able to help Daugherty on the inside. 7:35 now in the opening period from the Chicago Stadium. Cleveland 15, Chicago 6. The Cavaliers easily the more impressive of the two teams here. Air Jordan still not on the floor of things for Doug, and we'll see what happens.
He scored 50 on Thursday night, and he really didn't get it off in the first quarter either in that ball game.
It was like quarters 2 and 4 for him, but now he hits from the perimeter again.
But they're keeping him on the outside, and where he's most dangerous, creating things for other people, is with his penetration.
Daugherty, he's the only member of the starting five who hasn't scored for Coach Wilkins. On the turnaround, he ends that streak.
He's making the shot, or taking the shot on the catch before any kind of double team can get to him.
Price hounding Vincent, who gets away from him. Into Pippen's hands, who became the first substitute. Scottie Pippen, a #1 draft choice, has replaced Brad Sellers, and he gets the deflection and scores. And Seattle with an early burst in Denver. Somewhat similar to what Cleveland's done here. Game 2, that loser of the first game usually comes out with more intensity. Certainly the Cavaliers are showing it. Nance with another field goal.
They have two matchup advantages that they're pounding to death right now. Brad Daugherty being guarded by Corzine, who's not a leaper, and the same can be said about Oakley trying to guard Larry Nance.
They're not giving Vincent the middle either. Cavaliers tough defensively. Price running the floor for him, pulling it back out into the hands of Nance. And here's Daugherty from the top.
Brad Daugherty.
What a weapon on a quick thrust up the court to have a guy his size be able to shoot that outside shot while the defense is packed inside.
The Celtics now, because of their playoff experience, they did not let the Knicks get an early burst on them in game 2. They wanted to go to the Garden up 2. And Jordan now down low on the turnaround. That's his first field goal in close to the hoop.
Well, they post him up, and he's a weapon down there. He's probably the best low post player.
Oakley trying to stick with Nance. On that clear out again. Nance going past him on the baseline. The foul is called by Mahalik before the shot. No continuation.
Well, it appears that Lenny Wilkins has said the last couple of days he's going to try and get the muscle out of the Bulls lineup. Let's go right at Charles Oakley and Corzine.
Saw Horace Grant checks in. Hey, Tommy, he looks a lot like Harvey Grant. That's his twin brother, folks, down at Oklahoma. He was a member of that Sooner team that lost to Kansas in the NCAA championship game.
And has practically the same type of potential as Horace Grant, who has become a very important cog in this Bulls lineup. And they bring him in here for a very important reason. They're going to try and up-tempo the game and also feel like Grant can play against any one of the big guys that Cleveland has on the court.
Now let's see how they do it. Pippen penetrates immediately. Get one shot. Price has got a 2-on-1. He'll go to Harper. Can't put it away. Missed the field goal. Back into the hands of Vincent. Love Jordan. And it was intercepted. A little bit short. Daugherty puts it on the floor. Good ball handler, but he gave it up. The open man is Oakley. Price is back. It's 3-on-1 and Jordan.
Only one good ball handler on that whole entire flurry of ups and downs. Unbelievable. Daugherty should have never started to try and penetrate.
Now the offensive foul goes against the Cavaliers.
The pace of this game is much more intense than it was on Thursday night. Many more fast breaks in evidence than was the other night.
Jordan, great pass. What a marvelous dish that was on the inside.
One man, he gets by, and a second man makes a run at him, and now those soft passes are being caught by his teammates.
Tommy, this up-tempo unit has changed things. They've got the crowd into the game here, too. 23-16, Cleveland still with the lead. Sanders hits.
Sanders is going against Pippen, and Pippen is a rookie. And they've got an awful lot of ways to attack you on the inside.
Oakley is pushed. Nance came back and tried to get him again. He got away with the first one.
Now, for the last 2 years, the Bulls have been trying to get Oakley into a low post situation where he can score. And he's not really good down in the low post. And that time, Nance had him covered, his shooting hand covered, but ended up drawing the foul. But Oakley, because he does not have leaping ability, has to try and finesse people on the inside. And oftentimes, he doesn't get away with it.
Tommy, the big difference at the start of this game, John Paxson replaces Vincent. Vincent did not get out of control as he did in the early moments against the Cavaliers the other night.
Well, he got off to such a good start. He almost had the same problem as the Cavs had, I believe. He was so anxious to do well in his first playoff game as a starter that he took the total control of the game and his own offense. He wanted to make a mark.
Yeah, he had a great run in the early going.
He sure did.
Price brings it down now to the attack. 25-17. Cavs over the Bulls. 3:45. Sanders coming up, and he is hammered by Oakley.
One thing right now that the Bulls do not have is a shot blocker. And Cleveland is spreading out the Bulls defense and taking cuts to the hoop.
Dave Corzine for Charles Oakley.
Oakley sits. Corzine returns. 32-year-old veteran, Dave Corzine. He played collegiately right here at DePaul. Sanders was on Larry Brown's UCLA team and made it into the Final Four of the NCAA.
Now, Sanders is very important on this ball club because he is a speed merchant at the quick forward spot. Can get out on the wing, can take it strong to the basket, or can hit the outside shot if the defense thinks in.
Collins is serious early. That tie has come down in the first period. Paxson against Price. Pippen looking inside. Jordan.
Michael Jordan will be hanging around Dave Corzine so he can use that wide body to rub Ron Harper off with.
Daugherty.
Brad Daugherty.
And Sanders was able to force a travel out of Pippen. Going to be a timeout called by Lenny Wilkins. He wants to bring the Cavaliers back. 3 minutes left here in the opening quarter. 29-19, a 10-point Cleveland lead. Hey, Tommy, let's lose the question mark.
He's had that kind of year. There's no question about it. I put an exclamation point there.
Take a look at what he does with the ball.
Right now, you know what you try to do is deny a great player the ball. But there's one pick they're throwing at Harper. The second one, the ball is in his hands. So they don't have to make Jordan work too hard to get it. And as soon as he gets it, look what happens. He can get by his own man, and then another defender has to go at him, and he's making those great soft passes.
He earns about $800,000 in salary here this year with the Bulls, makes another $4 million in endorsements. He has become such an industry all of his own, and he's a class act. He's a lot like Julius Erving was, on and off the floor. Here's Price now for the Cavaliers.
They're trying to get Price into the ball game too, get his outside shot in evidence so he gets some confidence should they need that outside shot later.
For Pippen, and Sanders did a good job of backing Pippen out of there. And the creator.
And Pippen has that ability to find the open man, much like Michael Jordan.
That's 7 of 9 here for Jordan. Sanders on the inside.
What a sensational read of the defense that time by a second-year player. Terrific.
Wanted Jordan down on the inside.
You know, we talked at the top about Cleveland having to untrack their inside game. They've untracked it, and it's going 60 miles an hour.
2 minutes left in the quarter.
Yeah, an impressive performance here by the Cavaliers. The crowd again quiet. They really have not been in this game. And Nance traveling in is called for traveling by Garrettson.
Doug Collins told us yesterday he does not like to double team the Cleveland Cavaliers, but already you're seeing in game 1 he did it, and he thought it would surprise the Cavs. Today, the Cavs are ready for it, except that one time that forced Nance to walk with it.
Grant ships the Corzine on the inside. Pippen almost was able to put it away.
Turnover.
Now you see the inside moves of Dave Corzine because he does not have the good leaping ability. He cannot go up over the top of his defender, and he has lots of trouble just getting a shot off.
Daugherty gets it from Price. The penetration set it up. You got a quick shot at John Williams, number 18. He's off the Cleveland bench, his first minutes in this game.
You know, Price has got unbelievable speed. You don't think he's got that kind of quickness and with the ball, but boy, does he get to the red area quick.
Tommy, down at Georgia Tech, Coach Crimmins frequently had to rest him, and I see that's what's happening right now. They're taking him out of the game, and Craig Elo comes in, number 3. Tell me about Elo. He used to be down at Houston.
He's a 3-spot player. He can play the quick forward spot or either one of the guard spots, but he is a very good defender, and he started to get on, catch on to the knack of guarding Jordan the tail end of the last game.
I tell you, Pippen's playing well right now. Jordan missing, and Daugherty wraps it up, but it was Pippen who gave the Bulls a second chance that time. Into Harper's hands. Short with the shot. Corzine has it taken away. Back to Elo coming on the inside, and Elo will shoot free throws. I thought it might have been a clean block by Corzine.
Well, he showed it right to Dave Corzine. I think it might have been a clean block, too. And Harper gives him the ball, and there's Elo going up, and Right on the ball, but every once in a while they miss one of those. You know that. I remember I didn't think they did.
Rick Pitino didn't think they missed it either. I saw him taking her head for the early shower in the garden earlier.
What Elo did in the last ball game, the first part of it, he challenged Michael Jordan on defense, got up in his jersey, and Jordan much too quick for that, and then he started to back off Michael Jordan and angle Jordan off the basket.
Jordan. There's Pippen cleaning up. He's very active this game.
One of the quick forwards has got to have an outstanding ball game. Either Grant, Pippen, or Seller.
Grant is taking Williams. Williams wants to post him up. Goes to the hook shot. There's Pippen again. Into Paxson's hands.
Looks like Pippen his head is into the playoffs.
Elo gets a hand on the ball. Time running out. Jordan throws up a miss as he goes crashing to the floor. It was all Cleveland against Doug Collins and the Chicago Bulls. 36-23. An impressive show by the road team. Cleveland leads. We've talked about Lenny Wilkins. The general manager has done a superb job. That's Wayne Embry right there. He played, of course, for the Celtics. He came out of Miami University. Tommy, you know Wayne well. He did a great job in Milwaukee, too.
He sure did, and he's one of the real great guys at picking talent. And also what I think a general manager has to have so much patience and let that talent develop.
Jordan penetrating is fouled. Now, that's one thing that Wilkins and everybody else who plays the Bulls doesn't want to do, is get Jordan up on that free throw line too frequently. He was fouled before he took the shot, which is important in that situation.
Don't reach for the ball against Michael Jordan. Don't give him cheap fouls. Back off and try and angle him away from the basket if possible.
Corzine with a good pass, but Pippen couldn't finish. Daugherty almost lost it. Got it to Williams, and this is Harper. So it's Harper, Williams, Daugherty, Elo, and also now in for the first time is Phil Hubbard, the veteran, number 35, handling the ball. Jab pass. This is the quarter in which Michael Jordan exploded the other night against the Cavaliers. They have Grant, Pippen, Paxson, Corzine, and Air Jordan. And he gave it up that time. 2-on-1. Harper wrapped up by Paxson.
Coming into the paint, Michael Jordan just drew 3 defenders who went straight up in the air. He had been angled off the basket, and it was going to be a 7-foot shot, and he knew it was going to be a tough shot. Tried to make the pass, but with all those hands up there, they just picked the ball off.
For Scottie Pippen.
Oakley back. Pippen sits.
Oakley's back in this ball game to try and get him on the offensive board. Bulls have relied all season long on great offensive rebounding, but today Cleveland has taken away that advantage.
Tommy, Pippen could be a very big factor for Collins. He's just so close to exploding right now. He didn't finish off. He seemed to be a little anxious at the tail end of a couple of plays for him.
Well, rookies, emotions are very fragile coming in. You have to let them build their own confidence so that they feel good about themselves. That's what Doug's trying to do. But he has got outstanding ability for this type of basketball that Collins wants to play.
So Elo keeps Jordan. He's not giving him the baseline. They want him into the middle there so he can get help, and Jordan just keeps on coming. Jump ball is called.
One thing that you don't want Michael Jordan to be able to do is take a direct route to the basket. And Cleveland right now is forcing him off on a direct attack angle to the basket.
Jordan has missed his last 5.
Yep, he's taking tougher shots.
Grant.
Doug Collins loves Horace Grant. Great hands, exceptional defense for a rookie.
offensive foul on the inside is called down low. It's going to be against Williams. And Vincent returns.
That is his second.
And Jordan sits down.
Now, without Jordan being the focus of the offense, it'd be very interesting now to see who they will go to. And Grant is probably their best inside player.
Corzine with that fadeaway.
It wasn't a power move, but he finessed Daugherty just enough.
Williams. Corzine rebounded. Vincent. Now the Cavaliers have to be careful not to relax just because Jordan is off the floor.
Yeah, you kind of say, hey, he's out of there. We can handle the rest of these guys, but I think Sam Vincent's got his confidence.
Price penetrates, throws it up. Offensive foul.
Sam Vincent has got exceptionally quick feet. And as fast as Price is, that's how fast Sam Vincent is.
Now this could be the best run of the game for the Bulls. 9:29 left in the first half. We'll be right back. The Cavaliers hit the first shot of the game. They have led all the way. Their front line has pounded away. Jordan is scoreless in the second period, but there is one big negative for Cleveland right now. 3 personal fouls on Mark Price.
Very important because he's the guy that, for a young player, reads the game situations so well. Knows when to run, when to slow it down, who to get the ball to, where the good matchup is. That's a lot to lose so early in a ball game.
Now, with Price sitting down, Coach Wilkins has Elo and Harper in his backcourt. Hubbard, Nance is back, along with Daugherty up front. They've lost that team leader out there. We'll see how they react. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan continues to sit for the Bulls. Oakley.
He got up over the top that time of Phil Hubbard.
This quarter, the Bulls have outscored the Cavs 8-0. Nance on the run. And another offensive foul, and Wilkins is going to be furious now. I mean, the whistles are really going against the Cavaliers here, and I can understand why he's upset.
Any type of penetration against a rotating defense will pick up those kind of fouls. However, you're not playing against the man. You're trying to beat another player to his spot, and that time Nance didn't do it.
There's Corzine's turnaround. This time the Bulls miss.
The leader of the pack right now for Cleveland will be Harper.
Daugherty off iron. Great follow, but Hubbard couldn't put it away, and Nance is there. Tommy, there's just more determination underneath by Cleveland.
That was as tough a play as you'd want. As a true competitor that time. Went up, knew he wasn't going to be able to score, but just kept it live for Nance to take advantage of it.
Now Vincent comes on a runner, and he's... Tommy, the Bulls back in it now. They were down by 15, and suddenly it's 3.
With good defense, but with also great hustle on the fast break. You see Sam Vincent right now come up the court, and he's going to put a move on a big man. He gets by him, splits him. Looks like he's got an easy shot, but it ends up not so easy. And look at Horace Grant. Come up all the way. A power player gets up in the wing and performs what is really the best of all possible situations on a fast break, a cleanup offensive rebounder.
That's co-owners of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Such a great story. There is their longtime voice, Joe Tate, and Gunn being blind, he takes in his Cavalier action via the voice of Joe Tate. Whether he's in Cleveland or at his home in Princeton, New Jersey, he just dials up the station in Cleveland and gets a direct line so that he can listen to it. He was here for the first game, incidentally, so we look forward to that feature. His team is playing extremely well right now. The Cavaliers leading the Bulls 52-43, 2:43. Tommy, some folks might have joined us a little bit. End of our first half. Cleveland leading Chicago by 4. Pat O'Brien is coming back after this message. Blazed away at 59% against that Chicago defense, and the Bulls hit 47. Jordan, the leading scorer, as expected in the game, with 28, and Nance has 15 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So here in the second half, we'll see if the Bulls can regroup, make fewer mistakes. Passing is the big problem, according to Coach Collins, and of course, they will attempt to light the fuse here of their superstar, Michael Jordan. Yesterday, after practice, Jordan told reporters that he was going to spend a little extra time out on the golf course. In case you have not heard, when his playing days are over in the NBA, by the time he's around 50 years old, he would like to try the senior tour and play professional golf as a second professional experience, along the lines of the former San Francisco quarterback John Brody. You know, they had some tumbling group out here in the first half put on an exhibition. At the tag end of it, they had one of the youngsters attempt this vault. I'd say our Olympic future, about 8 years, is in pretty good hands. That group was absolutely outstanding. They learned how to fly from watching Michael Jordan, Tommy.
Did they learn how to stuff the ball, too, at the same time?
Well, what do you think about the second half?
All right.
Calm things down.
A breakaway. All he's got to do is lay it up, but he wants to silence the crowd with a stuff. Instead, he ignites the crowd with the miss.
Just the beginning.
After these playoff rounds, I think this is an exceptionally competitive round we're seeing right here. These two ball clubs, they are so practically evenly matched. Some of the other ones, you know, the first place team against the 8th place team. New York is having trouble with Boston.
Yeah, it's 70-66 Chicago over Cleveland. 4:18 to go, and we're only in the third. Flashback time. Lenny Wilkins, 73, winding up a great career with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was a terrific penetrating guard, left-handed shooter. He could get it done. Made the All-Star team that year. Doug Collins was a senior at Illinois State that year. Nice pants, Doug. Looks like he was playing for the Globetrotters, Tommy, but I'll tell you, he was a great offensive player. Drafted first, went to Philadelphia. Chicago wanted him very badly that day in the draft.
You know, both of them are excellent middlemen on a fast break ball club, and that's why they really like to use speed. They're both speed coaches, but I think credit goes to both these coaches because they have had to do a lot of teaching in their respective positions, both with the Bulls and the Cavs, with young players, and that teaching has taken hold.
70-66 now, 4-12. Third period in Chicago. Cavaliers squandered a 15-point lead. Jordan led the way back here in the second half. Now he cuts from the outside. That's 39 points. What is he, about 5,000 behind Abdul-Jabbar in career playoff points?
He's going to catch him, I think.
So, this afternoon. Foul call underneath. Oakley and Nance wrap each other up.
You know, the ultimate weapon as a ball player, and the fun part of being a great ball player is, after a while, you get to recognize that you can psychologically, with one move, destroy the other team, destroy their morale. And that's what Michael Jordan has the capability of. Dr. J had it. Bob Cousy had it. Bill Russell at times had it. Well, you should say at times. A lot of times had it.
Well, Chamberlain had it.
Yeah.
I know you used to beat him, but you know he was pretty good. Jim. You got to give him credit.
Oscar Robertson used to do it too. Michael Jordan has that. He starts to read these game situations, knowing a spectacular play can be the sword in the heart of the other ball club. That's when it's really fun playing.
It wouldn't be fun trying to guard 23. I got news for you. Elo has got his hands full. Gets help from Price. So they find Vincent. He takes it right back, and here he comes. Pass once, but second time he's got to take that shot. Nance. Off to Price. There's the three. Bingo.
Watch him on the up quick. If that defense sags off, he can get him back in a hurry.
Good. 7 for Doug this afternoon. Vincent coming up. He's already got 11 assists. Elo off with the rebound, and he was fouled by Vincent, reaching back in on him that time.
Elo, as an off guard, gives them good defense, and also a guy that's not afraid to go in there on a defensive glass and come up with the ball. And that's a big plus to having a guard, particularly when you're having troubles with the other team on the offensive glass.
Tommy, would you rest Jordan for a minute or so before the stretch here? Nance, it's one now for the perimeter, and the Cavaliers, they have held off this charge and regained the lead.
One of the great strategies, recognized strategies for resting his stars, to try and do it around a couple of timeouts. Like with 2 minutes to go, and then at the end of the quarter, so he gets an extra 2 minutes of rest while only missing 2 minutes of playing time.
Well, he led the league in minutes, so he didn't get too many rests. Now he tries to draw the foul, come up with a shot, and what a jam that time by Pippen.
He is going to be a spectacular player, too. He's got passing skills and shooting skills.
They pass it right to Jordan. Vincent. Great block by Nance. Grant is there. I guess you've got to say that Harper over there on the Cavalier bench was bothered by that injured ankle. He only hit 2 of 11, missed a big slam dunk for him. They're down now by 3, 76-73, 2 minutes, third period.
Doug Collins made a major change. He went with his quick 5. Corzine resided on the bench, and that's helped him get back into the ball game. Now,
Price on the drive foul.
Corzine is coming back in as Michael Jordan is taking a rest.
Just as you said, Tommy, right inside that 2-minute mark. You and Collins must have studied the same coaching book. Auerbach probably wrote it.
You got to call an automatic timeout, or it is an automatic timeout around the 2-minute mark of quarters.
Daugherty gets a break. Dudley's back out there for the second time. Williams is out there along with Price, who hit the free throw. Elo and Nance. Two-point game. Chicago up.
It's Cavs team for a young team. They'll come back at you. They don't back down and get demoralized over anything.
That's what they've done here. Elo lost the dribble. Welcome, everybody. You have just watched Larry Nance hit 2 more for the Cavaliers, who have deadlocked this game against Chicago at 77. Cleveland built a 15-point lead early in the first half. Chicago pulled to within 4 at the intermission. Michael Jordan has led the way here this afternoon. He has scored 39 points. Paxson off the drive, misses. Nance out with the rebound. This is Mark Price. He's the floor leader for the Cavaliers. The backup center, Dudley, has replaced Brad Daugherty. Corzine muscling him on the inside as the Cavaliers try to regain that lead. But short. Offensive rebound, Williams, and Elo's open. It would not stay down. And then he goes out after and ties it up. Tied up Corzine.
I'll tell you, this has been one well-played basketball game with playoff intensity. You know, you hear about that stuff, but they are really running and banging. Guys like Charles Oakley giving superhuman effort on defense and on the boards and tracking down loose balls. Really a great basketball game.
They can turn the shot clock off in this one.
Yep.
Good cut off by Nance. There's Corzine. Elo has it. Michael Jordan is taking a break. Those of you who just joined us, in case you're wondering where he is. Nance drawing the foul. Will come up to the free throw line. Just inside of 2 minutes, Coach Doug Collins took Michael Jordan out for his second rest of the game, preparing him for the stretch drive and the fourth quarter here in the stadium.
You know, Doug Collins has been using Michael Jordan more as a decoy this year in the opening 3 quarters of the game. They give him the ball and kind of say, hey, if it's there, take the shot. If not, dish it off.
Hey, some decoy. He scored 39.
Well, because he draws so much attention and it opens it up. But he definitely counts on Jordan scoring in the fourth quarter. He needs those points. That's his strategy. The key baskets he wants Jordan.
He scores any more in this fourth quarter, Tommy, they'll have to declare him illegal. And Nance has had a great game, you know.
Or up his handicap, anyway.
Right. Final seconds of quarter number 3. Corzine on the turnaround. Fires it in over Dudley. It figured to be close. We're going to have a great stretch drive in this one. The end of the third quarter. We're even at 79. Chicago and Cleveland. The Bulls lead this series 1 victory to none. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station. It's never met a pro football player who didn't think he could make it in the NBA. There's Otis Wilson of the Chicago Bears. Hey, Otis, let me show you something you're going to like. No more artificial surface in Soldier Field. The bulldozers are out, folks. They're going to put in some natural grass back here. Next thing you know, they'll be taking the lights off of Wrigley Field. When is that first night game? Well, they're still not too sure here in Chicago as far as the Cubs are concerned. Incidentally, if you're interested in horror shows, the Orioles are losing again. 7-3 to the White Sox. 6th inning down at Comiskey. Reinsdorf, a part owner of the Bulls, also a part owner of the White Sox, so he makes sure that the Sox score is flashed frequently here in the stadium. That's Jerry Reinsdorf. Made his cash in this city in a real estate business. Williams up with a shot. Miss. Loose underneath. Great play by Harper that time. And Nance was the one who went after it and retrieved it.
Cavs are trying to reestablish the inside game, but with Daugherty out of there, they're trying to go to Hot Rod Williams, who has not really been able to produce it. And Nance is being guarded by the toughest defender inside that the Bulls have, Morris Grant. So they've elected to go to Hot Rod Williams, being defended by Pippen.
That was Oakley back. Williams scoreless so far in this game. A year's price. Dan, the young point guard. Nance, who's had a whale of a game now. He has scored 25 points for the Cavaliers.
That's the pull effect, you know, the great team. Experience, push-pull. The young players give you the push, the experienced players give you the pull. That's what you kind of count on.
There's a guy who gives you everything.
He gives you a push, pull, and a vertical lift.
Team's first of the quarter. Michael Jordan.
Oh, Elo's still smiling. You know, I remember him from the Houston series. He hit the last field goal in that last championship game won by the Celtics.
You know, when he first started down in Houston, all you thought he was ever going to be able to do was hit the three-point shot. That's what he was kind of brought to the ball club for. He has turned out to be an exciting player at 3 positions. Now, he's not a quick point guard, but he is very intelligent and knows how to distribute the ball and read the game situations. Who should get it and when?
Well, 41, scored 50 in the first game. Got over 60 that day against the Celtics. You were there for that one, Tommy.
I hate to say this, but one man does not win a championship for a ball club.
I would expect an ex-Celtic to say that. And I'm really not putting you down for that, because that's absolutely true, and that's how the Celtics have won all those championship banners.
That's exactly right. Look at all those great figures, and they've only won 2 games, but they're only going to win championships when the other players on the Chicago team really make great contributions.
Elo saw the shot clock go down to 2. He thought he was hammered. Deserved a foul. Score tied at 81. Grant is up for Chicago. Price tries to track it down, and Jordan beats him to it. And now Paxson's 3. Pippen and Williams battling for it. Out of bounds, it'll go over to Cleveland.
You know, in all the years that the Celtics Bill Russell's era, the 11-year championships out of 13 years, nobody was ever in on our team the top 10 in scoring.
Is that right? Absolutely. Top 10?
Top 10, not even close to the top 10.
I'm not sure. Has anybody out of bounds found error with that pass? I'm sure somebody must have, but has anybody ever won the scoring title and at the same time played on an NBA championship team? Did Larry win the scoring title a few years ago? And they, I can't remember.
I can't remember either, because I was never into scoring myself.
Oh, no. But you were into shooting, Tommy. Gun. Jordan is up with the shot. It's the field goal.
I was into hook shots.
Yeah, right. 43 points. You and Clyde Lavella. Nice to see Clyde going into the Hall of Fame this year. He certainly deserves it. They drop it off now for Daugherty. Back to Price. Here's the former North Carolina star.
Yellow again.
Rebound and couldn't put it away. Jordan is hammered that time. And now Oakley steps in after John Williams. Oakley went right after Williams.
When you have a great player like Michael Jordan, there's a tendency at times for players to come and put him to the floor hard, foul him on purpose. And Oakley's just reminding the Cleveland Cavaliers that, hey, gang, I'm going to be around if you do stuff like this.
He is not hurt, believe me. Well, in our game summary at the bottom, Chicago's pounded away on that glass. Nance has had a spectacular scoring afternoon for the Cavaliers. Jordan with 43, and I guess, Tommy, when you hit for 43, you can expect incidents such as this.
Well, they haven't happened that frequently, but here's putting a move on Nance, and Williams comes over and tries to really not slam him to the ground. He went for the ball, but look at Oakley at the top of your screen going right after Hot Rod Williams. And that is a policeman action, letting Williams know that you're fooling around with my meal ticket, man.
And at that free throw line is Jordan. .44. What do you think he'll score today?
Well,
what would you set the number?
He's about 80% of the offense for the first 3 quarters. He's about 95% of the offense coming down the fourth quarter, and he got the rest. I give him about maybe 14, 15 points in this quarter.
Think he can hit 60?
Might.
All right, here we go. It's 85-81, 9:44. I don't happen to think the Cavaliers are out of this one. Price chases it down in the corner. Need another score to pop up. They'll try to get Harper hot if they can. Williams, now he's been cold. That's his first points of the game.
And right now, Lenny Wilkins has gone with his quick unit, moved Elo to the quick forward spot. Harper's back at the guard position, so they're trying to get their fast break going a little bit.
Look at Oakley. Daugherty's got to learn how to step in on that, Tommy.
He thought he could probably block it from behind, but he just misjudged where the ball was going to be put off the glass.
Couldn't hit at the other end either. And Elo underneath committed his third personal.
Team's third.
Earlier today in the Boston Garden, so the Celtics will take that 2-0 lead into Madison Square Garden. I believe that game 3 is Wednesday night in Manhattan. Price trying to come in behind. Look at Jordan stay with the dribble that time. Off the miss now, and it was Grant and Williams with a strong defensive play. Got all ball that time. Out Price to the attack for the Cavaliers, and they ship to Daugherty, who is fouled, and he'll step up to that free throw line.
Cleveland has, when Corzine is in the game, a speed advantage at the center spot, but Corzine wasn't in there that time, and Oakley and Grant almost picked off that pass to Daugherty, who was trying to streak up the middle for the layup. I'll tell you, this man has been hustle, hustle, hustle.
Now Brad Daugherty, drafted #1 after Philadelphia traded the rights for the 7-footer in exchange for Roy Henson.
Was that a misjudgment?
Boy, it sure was.
This kid might be the smartest big man that I've seen come into the game at his center position in about 20 years, and that's a long, long time. He reads defenses, and he's just 22 years old. He's going to become sensational down there.
Cavs trailing Jordan and the Bulls by 3. 8:20 to go. Jackson off the fake. Sanders is with him defensively. Daugherty's rebound. The Cavaliers can pull to within 1. Off the fake, Price is fouled. Now that's 2 on Vincent.
That's his second.
You might expect Price is a great free throw shooter coming up to that line.
Well, they have been shadowing Mark Price, not letting him get out beyond that three-point line and get that outside shot working. So that's taken Vincent out of their team defense because he's just been in Price's jersey.
You know, Kevin Johnson was drafted to be the point man for Cleveland, but Lenny Wilkins liked what he saw in Price, so Johnson was included in that big trade with Phoenix, and Price has been a little bit more comfortable. His father, Denny, is recovering from some medical problems down in Oklahoma. Ian at Oklahoma, I'm sure he's watching. Mark wanted to say hello to the family. 87-86, Bulls up by 1. We're at the 8-minute mark. Should be Jordan time. Tapped away off the miss. Crowd thought he was fouled. Price quickly to the attack. Sanders. And it goes against Cleveland.
And Michael Jordan almost swatted that shot away.
That's the 5th personal foul on Sanders. So the action underway. What about these playoffs? Saturday we got a game, Tommy, then a doubleheader on Sunday.
Well, the other interesting series to me is Washington and Detroit. I mean, Detroit just sneaked one out last night by 1 point at the buzzer.
Did you see that shot by Isaiah?
Isaiah off the glass. It just luckily went in. So that thing is going to Washington. And if Washington played Detroit so tough there, they'll be able to win 2 down there in the Capitol Center.
Isn't that a planned play by Coach Daly at Detroit? I mean,
you don't diagram plays like that. All you can do is say, give him the ball, and let's see what he does with it.
What's the odds on Daly becoming the general manager of Philadelphia? I want to start the latest rumor here.
Well, a lot of people think that might be in the optic. You know, he's a Philadelphia guy and likes it, but very delicate situation, too, at Detroit, balancing some egos
Larry Nance
on that ball club.
back for the Cavs.
Doug Collins is getting the timeout situation squared away with Daryl Gerritsen. That's why the play was held up. They were having a brief conversation. Now it's all set here. 7:40, 87-86. Chicago by 1. We're to 7 inside of 7:40 now, left in regulation. Oakland misfired into the hands of Williams, and boy, look at Price apply the pressure. And Harper comes back with him and hits that rolling layup, and here they are, Tommy.
For such a young team, they have got a real gutsy attitude. They don't roll over. They don't submit to adversity whatsoever.
Now Vincent comes back. 1 for Price, and this time it's Vincent's turn to penetrate. So the 2 point guards running the show here. Daugherty's high pass pulled down. And Harper will take one from the wing.
A double team took the ball out of Daugherty's hands, but Cleveland moved it around beautifully to get Harper that outside shot.
Well, the lead changes hands again. 90-89. Cavs over the Bulls. Harper taking Jordan. Price helps out. They'll try to find the open man. It's Vincent into the hands of Grant.
Lenny Wilkins saying as soon as Jordan gets the ball, we're going to run a second guy right at him, try to take the ball out of his hands. And that time it got to Vincent, and he just went to the hoop.
Lead has changed hands 8 times second half. Williams jump pass to Daugherty.
Daugherty with great position on the much smaller Charles Oakley.
Putting the Cavs back up.
Timeout.
Now Collins will use a timeout. He'll bring the Bulls over at the 5:57 mark. 92-91. Cleveland up by a point. All right, and here it's 92-91. Patrick, 5:57 to go, and let's take another look at that play you were talking about.
If anybody is going to win playoffs, it's got to be a team that can produce inside. And here the Bulls are saying, we are not going to let you get to that inside game coming down the stretch. You're going to take it out of Daugherty's hands with double team. They move it around. And nice patience by Cleveland, but they end up with the outside shot. Now, both Price, who's being shadowed, will be a factor in that type of strategy because he probably, their best outside shooter, will not get it, and Harper will probably have to hit it.
Hey, Tommy, you know what? As we take a look at the game reset, you know what referee Garrettson just asked me?
No.
Have we got the Denver-Seattle audience yet? Those West Coast referees, they want their family and friends to make sure they see them on TV to know they're working.
Oh, you shouldn't be telling tales out of school like that.
92-91. Inside. Jordan has it rejected by Nance. Whale of a game by Larry Nance. Now Price on the right side. Daugherty out to screen for him. Brings Vincent with him and gives it back to the young center. Couldn't hit the runner. Now it's Jordan. As he came down, Price fouled him.
Now, Price would have no chance. He angled him off, but once Jordan would go airborne, Price would not be a factor in defending him, so he wisely fouled Jordan.
Talk about most improved players in the league. Mark Price has got to be one of them. Hounding Vincent right now. Jordan given a lot of room. Daugherty couldn't get there in time.
Corzine just put a super pick on Ron Harper, and Harper never did get out to Michael Jordan.
Price works the baseline. Short. Didn't look like he was comfortable from that spot, and he might be just a touch tired right now. Helps on the double team. Vincent to the fake. Pounding on the inside is Oakley. Ball knocked away. Oakley wanted to foul. That's what he's barking about.
Oakley last year had difficulty catching the passes on that type of play. This year his hand's much better, but he can't power the ball through against those big trees inside.
Wilkins, being the visiting coach, wanted the defense in front of him in the second half. Great run down by Grant off the missed shot. Hustling rebound.
I just think Horace Grant is going to be an all-star player here. He does so many things, and they haven't even exploited his scoring potential yet.
Off the fake. Jordan misses again. He has been cold now here the last couple of minutes.
Well, it surprises me that he's able to even come close to the rim outside after all the energy he uses up in three quarters.
Forget the energy. He might have a sore elbow. Price. And down by you-know-who, Mr. Oakley.
You know, he likes to be included in the offense. And Dr. Collins said, I got to make sure he gets a few shots so he keeps rebounding.
Corzine looking for a receiver. Hands it to Jordan, who gives it back. And Corzine has an outside touch, but not that time. And Jordan with the offensive rebound. He's 22 of 42 and 49 points. 3:30 to go. Nance.
Good kick out on the double team, and then Harper elected to switch it back to Nance, who caught the defense rotating and went right straight to the hoop.
He scored 27 for the Cavs. They trailed it by a point at the 3-minute mark. It's 95-94 now as we go down the stretch. Grant bangs it in, and the Bulls lead by 3.
That's that scoring potential I mentioned before. But the guy that's helping immensely right now is Dave Corzine, setting picks.
Harper at the top. Price ships Daugherty. Daugherty left baseline. And it's to 1 with 19 for young Daugherty. Much more impressive this game than he was in number 1 in this series. Vincent cut off by Price and fouled. And that's 5 on Mark Price.
That was not an intelligent foul.
We've got a timeout. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. Bulls lead the Cavaliers 97-96. Well, we've got about 2.5 minutes to go here, Tommy. Bulls lead the Cavs 97-96. Both coaches have got plenty of timeouts. Let me ask you this. When you were coaching the Celtics at this point in the game, what would your favorite play be? Something that had worked all year or something that had worked specifically earlier in this game?
I think what I would do, and a lot of the coaches do, is search out what they consider to be the matchup advantage. Right now, that would be for Cleveland Daugherty, but you've already seen that the defense will be designed to take that away. I think Jordan certainly will be involved in the Bulls' offense.
Yeah, I would say.
And Corzine setting a lot of picks. That's what they have shown. But I think Cleveland will have to search out what their best matchup is. It might just be Larry Nance.
Sam Vincent, 2 shots.
Being defended by Grant.
He has scored 27. Jordan is 22 of 42 for the game. And a total of 49 points with Vincent nailing down the free throw. So with that miss, and that one he hits. Now it's a 2-point lead, 98-96.
Looks like they're going to put Williams down in that low post and let him work on Oakley.
Open man is Harper. Miss. He has not had the shooting touch here today. Williams back with a miss, but another chance, and Daugherty is fouled. Big trip to the free throw line for the Cavaliers.
Well, they try to get both Larry Nance or Williams down in that low post area, but Chicago was ready for it. Daugherty came up with a rebound on the outside shot.
One of the things that makes Wilkins such a good coach, he's a teacher. He changed the way Daugherty shoots free throws. When he was in Carolina, a little bit too much left hand. Now he kind of keeps the left hand more at the side. Those who watch the Tar Heels might remember that, how that left hand sort of dominated the ball as he held it. Now you watch how he brings it up.
He also taught him to shoot a hook shot and some of those quick moves to the basket, something that he didn't really have to do down in North Carolina playing against all those zone defenses. So Daugherty's learned a lot of low post offense that he never really had a great deal of experience playing with in North Carolina.
Jordan's turn, wrap around, 51, 23 of 43.
They went by 1 man, 2 men, 3 men. Wow.
Harper penetrates this time and wanted Williams. And no shot against Jordan. He did not pull the trigger in time. That's 4 fouls on Jordan.
The glide pattern, you see him coming from the left of your screen. He goes by his own man, a second man, and a third man, and he uses the basket to kind of pick off the other defender. Big guys don't like to get their hands caught in the nets.
Price steps up, and Williams runs it down. Cavaliers keep it alive, and Price jacks the 3. Cavaliers go up by 1 on the 3-point field goal. The Bulls to the timeout.
And Lenny Wilkins has put his big team in there to rebound, and they're doing the job.
That was a huge rebound by John Williams to give the Cavaliers an opportunity. The fans here shaking their heads in agreement. It's 101 to 100. We got 1:14 to go. Ball game time in Chicago. Michael is either predicting that this series is going 4 games, or he's reminding Darryl Garretson that that's 4 fouls and he'd like to stay out here tonight. The finale for the great star Tom Selleck and Magnum P.I. You're not going to want to miss that. A special 2-hour movie tonight on CBS. And on 60 Minutes, John McEnroe is going to pop off about Yvonne Lindell. Maybe he can beat him on a tennis court this year. We'll find out. That's coming up tonight. All right, Mark Price's 3-point shot has put the Cavs up on the Bulls, 101 to 100. 1:14 left in regulation.
Horace Grant, Oakley, and Corzine are in there, along with the Let's see if they've got their big five in also. Yes, they do, Cleveland. So it's going to be a battle on the boards. Trying to give one shot, both ball clubs. But of course, this man
for Jordan, and he hammers it in. 53 now.
Oh, he just hangs behind that pick a little bit. And they get him the ball, and he still has his legs, enough spring to get the jump shot off.
Well, Cleveland with a quick timeout and a minute to go. Minute left on that clock, 24 seconds. Shot clock in operation here. So, Tommy, with a minute to go, what would you do? Would you want to shoot quickly here or run a few seconds down?
Well, you got to come up with a good shot. So whatever it takes to get a good shot. You got plenty of time to get off a couple of more opportunities. It's not a matter of, really, you got to come up with 2 points and re-put the pressure back on Chicago.
Yeah, I want to thank you for telling me that these glasses work.
You like them?
The eyes go first, I found out.
Well, wait till I get mine on. We can be the Bobsey twins here. There you go.
Tommy, you know, Mark Price has had a whale of a game, hits 3 3-pointers, and he'll direct the floor, bringing it down now and try to set the table for Rooker.
Well, with 3 guys, big guys, that may mean that Sam Vincent cannot go out there and shadow Mark Price. They may really be planning on doubling down on the Cleveland big guys. So Price may be a factor in this next play or the next couple of plays.
What do you figure about Harper? Just didn't have the shooting touch. You know, he and Jordan got into a bit of the war of the words in the newspaper, and Jordan said that Elo was a better defensive player than Harper, and Harper said, is that so? He never got 50 off me. But here this afternoon, Jordan scored 53.
Yeah, but look at where the Cavs are still in this ball game. I keep saying, as amazing a feat as Michael Jordan provides, the other guys in his ball club have to succeed too. Cleveland has diversified their offense. They right now might have an advantage, believe it or not, because they have multiple options to go to. It might confuse the Bulls players.
All right, we'll either end it in a minute or head to a 5-minute overtime. And next week, don't forget, we've got more NBA action Saturday and Sunday. 3:30 Eastern time on CBS, then the doubleheader on Sunday at 1 Eastern. Williams will take the ball out of bounds. Price off the dribble. Short on the shot. Rebound by Jordan and Chicago.
Well, they did not go inside. They elected to go to pick and roll route to try and get Price into the defense. But great defense by Chicago, particularly Jordan with the rebound.
Jordan, no foul. Williams with the rebound in 32 seconds. Into Harper's hands now. They trail it by 1. Harper to the glass, not there. Now the shot clock and the game clock are synced up. Vincent over to Jordan. And this time, they'll put him on the line.
The last play by Cleveland was not a bad play. Harper had like an 18-foot shot with the backboard to work over Corzine, who wasn't going to come out and get him. Unfortunately, the shot was low off the glass for Cleveland.
Michael has been perfect at the free throw line.
Greg Elo checks back in.
He's already established 1 mark. He's the first player in NBA history to have back-to-back 50-point playoff games. Let's see, what did I say earlier? $4 million in endorsements. We can up it. There'll be a couple more companies coming after him tonight.
Some company named 50-50, right?
He also may become the first NBA player ever to endorse Rolls-Royce.
Well, he certainly gives you a Rolls-Royce game. Nothing but class.
This is a big free throw. This will alter it for Cleveland. That's a 3-point lead and 14 seconds to go. 104-101 compliments of number 23. Do you remember when the Dallas Cowboys became known as America's team? Well, number 23, you know, behind the Celtics and the Lakers, Bull jerseys are the hottest selling commodity around the NBA, and that's not just in the city of Chicago. There was a time here, Tommy, when Marshall Field carried basically Bear and Cub and White Sox paraphernalia. Now they've cleared out half the shelves for number 23 jerseys.
You know, all his spectacular play and all the other things about him, but you know what I like most about Michael Jordan? He is a fantastic competitor. In your face, he wants it all the time.
Now the Cavs looking for the tie with time running down. They go inside to Daugherty. Couldn't hit it. He gets it back. No foul on the inside. And now, oh, I'll tell you, down hard that time was Grant. Quickly reaching to his back. There was immediate pain etched across his face when he slammed hard against the floor.
Larry Nance, his third penalty. Timeout.
So the joy of victory here is dampened somewhat by this injury to Grant, who remains down. Coach Collins now going out along with the Chicago trainer. So while he receives a little treatment here, we'll take a break and be right back. Horace Grant up and moving over to the Chicago bench. We welcome those of you who watched the series out west go to 1 for Seattle and 1 for Denver. 111-91. We want to show you moments ago Grant down on the inside. Watch away now. Number 54. Here he is. He'll fall hard to the floor and immediately reach toward his back. And he was down for a good minute and a half, but he will come out and shoot his free throws. The Bulls